Hey everyone, it's Dr. AK here with the Whole Human Health and Wellbeing. I'm an emergency medicine and lifestyle medicine physician, and I focus on taking care of the whole human to keep you healthy on the inside and healthy on the outside. And today, I'm going to teach you how to bake a whole fish. I saw these things on sale at the grocery store and I thought, I need to show my people how to do this. So this is a 4-pound striped bass that I got. And right now the oven is going. It's at 425 degrees, right? So it's preheating. And so with this striped bass, I'm going to show you kind of a formula, if you will, on how to cook your fish, your bigger, fattier fish. So salmon you can do this with. I've done this with branzino, I've done it with striped bass, I've done it with red snapper, but it's kind of like a nice little whole fish technique. So what we're going to start with is I'm going to open up the cavity of the fish. Now this fish, I got the people at the store to take all the scales off, to clean it, and to cut its fins off. I don't care if the head's still on. If the head freaks you out, you can take it off. It's not a big deal. So just some coarse salt here. I'm pinching in my fingers and I'm just putting in the inside cavity of the fish. And the reason I got so excited about this is fish is a staple in the Mediterranean diet, along with olive oil and nuts. Other thing I did was I sliced up a whole lemon here. So I'm going to put those slices in this cavity now. And so there was a study in 2013 they did, it's called the PREDIMED study, where they tested the benefits of the Mediterranean diet. And they actually had to stop it early because it showed amazing favorable outcomes for cardiovascular health. So this is why fish is good and we should have it as a regular part of our diet. Obviously olive oil and nuts as well, but you gotta know how to cook the fish. This is the basic. So I put the lemon in, I put the salt, you saw what I did. This is dill. This was also on sale, so I got a whole bunch of it and I took like a third of that bunch and washed it. Now I'm gonna fold it in half and I'm also gonna put that inside the fish here. And you might be wondering, well, like, why are you putting these things in the fish? And the reason why is when we bake a fish in the oven, we're gonna tie this whole thing. That's the next part, that's what these strings are. And the fish is basically going to take these flavors from the inside out. So these flavors infuse through the fish and it just becomes so delicious. So you can do this, right? The lemon and the dill. Let's say you're feeling a little Latin-y. You could put some cilantro and lime in here. You can do the salt, but maybe a little bit of cumin. You can serve it up with like a side of black beans with some oregano in them. But if we learn how to do the technique, then we can kind of spice it up however we want or whatever our palate desires that night. So in here again, we have the salt, we have the slices of lemon, and we have the dill. And if I open it up, you can see it's kind of all filled in there, right? All right, so anyways, that PREDIMED study was stopped early because it showed these amazing cardiovascular benefits of this Mediterranean diet. And so we are big seafood people. So there, I tied that. You can see I tied it there. If any of you are watching who are like surgeons or knot masters, don't judge. I'm doing my best here. We're all just doing our best. So I'm going to tie up the fish here. And I usually just do a square knot. And then once I'm done with that, we're going to do a little bit of seasoning on the outside of the fish. And then we're going to throw this thing in the oven. Now, as I told you, I preheated the oven to 425. The general rule of thumb is around 425, you are going to cook the fish for 15 minutes for its thickest part. So the thickest part is usually kind of like in this area right here. And this guy, if we look, or girl, I don't know, is about 1.5 to 2 inches. So I'm going to cook this fish at 425 for about a half an hour. And then it's going to be ready. Just finish tying this right in here. I'm actually gonna pop off camera for one quick second because I wanna cut these little tails and I forgot to bring the scissors over. All right, so we'll just cut these off right here. And now, there we go. So I'm gonna be cooking the fish in this roasting pan. So I'm just gonna kind of swap things around here a little bit. And the reason is now I'm going to season the outside of the fish in this roasting pan here. And fish, they have oils in them. They don't really need you to add a lot of oil. So I don't do too much oil, but you do have to add things to make the salt stick to the skin a little bit. So I cut another lemon. So I have half a lemon here that I'm squeezing on this side. And I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle this salt. Okay, put that on. And then I have a teeny, tiny, weensy little bit of grapeseed oil because it just kind of helps crisp up the skin. Now on the other side, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put the lemon on here. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. Probably, I would say maybe like a teaspoon on the outside, maybe. And it's coarse sea salt. And then teensy little bit of grapeseed oil to help crisp up the skin. And that's it. I'm gonna throw this thing in the oven, and in about a half an hour, I'm gonna bring it back so that you can see what it looks like. See you soon. I know I said I would be back when the fish is done. I accidentally lied. I'm sorry. I made this a dill sauce to go with the fish, so I wanted to share that with you. So in here, I have 1/3 cup of olive oil, 1/2 cup of chopped up dill. It doesn't have to be finely chopped, like I just kind of coarsely chopped it up. So 1/2 cup of that, 1/2 of a squeezed lemon, 1/4 teaspoon of that coarse salt that I was working with, and then 1/2 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And I put it all in here, pureed it in this like little food processor that I have. And now we have this sauce that we can have with the striped bass. That is all. I promise now I will come back when the fish is done. I'm back, as promised, with a cooked fish. So I just got the fish out. It's been 30 minutes, right? And we timed it because we set it 425, 15 minutes for every inch. So we timed it to come out at about a half an hour. And I just wanted to show you a little trick. So right here, this is right here kind of behind the head is the thickest part of the fish. And you can see that I'm putting a fork in it and the meat is very flaky. And so this tells me that this fish is cooked. So that honestly is how easy it is to bake a whole fish. The next time you see it, it's for sale at your grocery store, do not pass it up. Go for it. And then once you learn the technique, you can go ahead and jazz it up however you want. That's it. Enjoy your fish meal so you can follow a Mediterranean diet and be heart healthy. Until next time, my friends.